Hello, my name is Garnet, and I've created this headband to go with the Olympic-inspired crocheted hat. I've used the colors for the United States because that is where I'm from. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to make it step by step. Here I have placed the hat that I had made in another video so you can see what it looks like with the headband over the hat. It does help keep your ears nice and toasty. So come on and join me in making this hat band. Let's get started. For our tutorial, these are the tools that we will be using. A tapestry needle, a crochet hook is a size H or a 5mm, pair of scissors. The yarn that I'm using for this is Red Heart Fiesta in the color Wheat. Michael's Impeccable yarn in the color Cherry. Michael's Impeccable yarn in the color White. Red Heart Super Saver in the color Royal. To begin making our headband, we're going to start with a slip knot. Cross the yarn over your fingers, take your hook, go under, and pull the other one through, tighten the tail, and then pull the working yarn to the hook. Make a snug loop on the hook. Start with chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, turn your chain just a little. In the first, or skip the first chain. So in the second chain, we're going to do a single crochet. There's one. Single crochet in the next. In the next. Now with this single crochet that we're going to do here, we're just going to draw up a loop and stop. Okay? And bring your yarn to the front. Grab your blue. Leave a little bit of tail on it so you can weave it in for later. Put an end over the hook and pull it through the 2 loops. Take the working end of the main color here, which mine is the beige, and snug it down just a little bit. And then find the working end of your blue, and let's chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Insert your hook at the top 2 loops of the single crochet, and take your blue and put it behind your hook and pick up your beige. Now you notice that we have 3 loops on our hook. Take your beige and pull it through all 3. And what that's done was create our little loop that's going to have our braid look. Okay, now on to the next chain. We'll do another single crochet, and we're going to do this 3 more times. So there's 1 for a total of 4. When we get to the end, I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to stop right here and show you what I have so far. I notice that this loop is a little loose, and we'll tighten it up just a little bit. So this is what we should have so far. Single crochets with the chain 10 loop. Okay, now take your work, bring it over. In our first opening here, we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to single crochet again. So this is number 2. We're going to single crochet number 3. Now on the 4th single crochet is where we're going to do our color change. So you want to draw up your loop, bring your beige to the front, and pick up the working part, not your tail. Pick up your working part of the blue and pull it through to complete your single crochet. Now go back to your beige and just snug it up just a little bit so you don't have loose stitches. Onto the chain, make a single crochet, a half double crochet, and we're going to do 12 double crochets. So to make the double crochet, loop over, pick up a loop, go through 2 loops that's on the hook, yarn over and go through another 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will meet you after we have 12 on the hook. I have completed my 12 double crochets. Now we're going to make a half double crochet onto the chain. Notice how that'll make it a smaller stitch. And this last one will be a single crochet. So we just want to draw up the loop, bring the blue forward, and then we want to pick up the beige. And yes, it will cut in front, but that's okay. And pull it through those 2 loops there. Okay, then the first stitch, you can see it where your chain stopped at. That's where you want to make your first single crochet. It's a little cumbersome right now because it's so small, but it'll be fine. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I'm going to enlarge this right here. So, since we're going to be using 3 colors, we're going to be doing some tying off at the same time after each one is done. So, when you get to the end, snug up on your color that you added up. Don't tie it in a knot just yet. Take your scissors, cut the tails about the same length, and we'll tie those in later, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so here's 1 loop, and I'm going to show you how to do the add-ons to continue making this. These 2 single crochet rows are just for the beginning of this. We're going to be using a double crochet and a single crochet in combination next. Let's go back to our beige. Let's start a new row. This will be the beginning of our repeat rows. Chain 2, flip your work over. You'll notice that this is the back side of the work for the loops. So what I usually do is I fold mine down. So in the first stitch here, we're going to make a double crochet. And another double crochet. I'm going for a total of 4, but on the 4th double crochet we will be changing our colors. So into the 4th one here, I have yarned over, I have the 3 loops on the hook. I want to bring my beige through the first 2 and then stop. Take your beige yarn and bring it to your front side. Keep the blue down. And we're going to go to the white color. And add yourself a little tail. And then take the hook and pull it through the 2 loops. Make sure you snug up on the beige. I know this is a little time-consuming process, but you'll love the end results. Okay, so now we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in the top 2 stitches where we joined, go ahead and pick those 2 back up. So now you have the 3 on the hook again. Go ahead and drop your yarn to the back, and with your beige, go ahead and go through all 3. And remember to snug up on your white again. Now you'll see here is an open spot, but that's okay. We're going to go over that, and we're going to go to the first single crochet opening on the other side of the blue loops and make a double crochet. So there's 1, and we're going to continue this out. We want 4 total double crochets across. And at the end, chain 1. So to see what we have so far, we have the double crochets, the white, chain 10, and the 4 double crochets. Let's turn our hook. Yeah, I can't believe I dropped my hook. Hang on. Sometimes the joys follow us. So let's go ahead and pick up our stitch again. And for this row, we're going to do a single crochet. So, and remember, on the 4th stitch, just before you hit your loops, we're going to change our color. So here's number 3, and here's number 4. So we drew up a loop, bring your yarn to the front, find your working yarn, and pull it through to complete that single crochet. Okay, so now we're going to single crochet onto the chain 10, half double crochet, 12 double crochets. I have 2 so far. I will meet you when you have 12. Okay, let's continue on. We'll add a half double crochet and the single crochet. Want to bring up, change our color back to the beige, and then 4 single crochets across. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to chain 2. This completes our second loop. Let's cut our white yarn. And our next color will be red. Now I've started thinking I should have showed you earlier. Go ahead and take your yarns for your loops and bring it through your circle and pull it to the back. It's supposed to be in the back anyway. So for your blue, do the same. And that way it'll automatically be in the back. Now I have one more color that I'm going to show you how to do. I'm going to be a little quick on it since we've already done it. The last color that we're going to use is red. So we've chained 2. Let's turn our work and drop our loops down. Do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now on the 4th one, we're going to change our color. So you have your 3 loops on the hook, go through 2 and stop. Bring your beige to the front of your work. And with your red, pull up a loop. Remember to snug down on your beige. And chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. slip stitch into the top 2 loops of your last double crochet. But here's where we're going to change our color. Back to the beige. And then double crochet in the other 4 on the other side. One, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1 and turn. Okay. Now we're going to single crochet this row. 1, 2, 3. On our 4th one, we change our color. Drop a loop, bring the beige to the front. Find your working end. Okay. Sometimes it's fun to go fishing, huh? So that completes that single crochet. Tighten it just a little bit. On to your chain 10, single crochet, half double crochet, 12 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. I'll meet you at 12. After the 12, 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet, pull up a loop. We're going to go back to our beige. Sometimes all these extra yarns seems a little cumbersome, but you'll get the hang of it. So we got 4 single crochets we want to do. So where we pulled up for the red, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2. Okay, so this will be our repeat. Let me cut my yarn here, I forgot to do that. So this is our repeat. And you see how we're already starting to get our colors to go with our inspired winter hat. So the first 2 rows are the single crochet. That's the beginning rows, forget those. To do your chain, you will do the double crochets, chain 10, double crochets, chain 1, and then you'll do the loop. And then at the end of the single crochet row, you'll chain 2, turn your work, do your double crochets, chain 10, and across. If you need to restart back on the video to remind you how to do your loops, do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to make it long enough so that it fits around your head. I used a smaller hook so that you can do 10 of each color, and this should fit your head with no problem. So we're going to do 10 blue, 10 white, and 10 red. And when you get to the last red, do not do it. I will meet you there, but I will show you my progress as we go along. Here we are showing the progress. Look at all these loops. Okay, I have 29 loops. Like I said, the last one will be red and it will be made differently, but we have a few things we need to do before we go ahead and finish this headband As you can see, we have plenty of strands on the back. So what we're going to do, I know you're not going to be a fan of this, but it will look nicer when it's completed. You want to snug up both the strands and then put an overhand knot in it with a square knot, just one. Then we're going to take our tapestry needle and put the two ends together and thread onto our needle. The best way to do this is to have the two pieces taut in between. Take your needle up from the bottom and stretch it and pull it over it. And then slide your needle out and then work that folded part through the opening of the needle, and it'll go on very easily. So take your thread and have a little tail. Now we're going to go back through the center to the back here. And we're going to go up inside the stitching here. Just go up and around. And you can go about halfway. Pull it through. Take your needle off. Cut your ends. And pull it tight. And so that'll make it so that there's no loop in the middle. Okay? I'll show you one more time on the white. Go ahead and snug them up. Tie a square knot. And you can see how it goes pretty quickly. And then bring your needle to the front. And then go up through the back of these stitches. Okay, about halfway. Bring your needle through, pull it tight. Not too tight, just snug. And then bring it back. Okay, go ahead and do all that. Tie on all your ends. And I'll show you what to do next in just a second. All right, I have completed getting all of these ends done. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the braid look. With the blue one open, take the white one, pinch it in half, and have it go through the center of the blue one. And snug it up a little. And we're going to do the same for the rest. The red one, pinch it, have it go through the center of the white one. The blue one, pinch it in half, and have it go through the center of the red one. You can see how it gives the braid look already. Continue doing that and I'll meet you at the end of the row. We are almost done with our headband. Doesn't it look nice? Okay, so the last color that we're going to do will be our finishing loop. So it's not what you expected. It's a little bit different because we have to make it fit. So we're going to start off with the 4 double crochets, and remember on the 4th one at the end we're going to change our colors. Here's 3 and here's number 4. Go through the first 2 loops on the hook, bring your yarn forward, and here I have my red. Pull it through, bring it forward. Going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the 3rd chain from the hook, or skip 3 chains, so in the 4th chain, wait a second, belay my last. We're going to skip 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain we're going to do 2 double crochets. There's 1, and in that same chain a second one, and in the 2nd chain I'm going to do 2 more double crochets, and in the 3rd one we're going to do 1 double crochet, and then do a half double crochet, and then in the last one we'll do a single crochet. You notice how this stuff always wants to act up when you have a camera in front of you. Okay, so at the top of our double crochet, we're going to go ahead and add a slip stitch. We're not changing yarn color just yet. We're going to chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to do the same as we just did. So in the 3rd chain from the hook, we're going to add 2 double crochets. In the next chain, 2 double crochets. And the next one gets 1 double crochet, a half double crochet, and then in the last chain we'll get a single crochet. And this is where we will change our colors to pick up the main color. We'll snug those up in just a second. And then we'll go ahead and continue on with our double crochet to the end of the row. Oh, it snagged on me. Hang on just a second. Let's get that last double crochet in. There we go. Alright, so what we have here is like a little V, and this will go be the finishing loop. So this will be our last row for the band. So bring out some extra of the beige yarn and cut it. And then pull the rest through the loop to finish it so it doesn't unravel. For the red, we want to snug it up. I guess it would help if I cut it too, huh? Cut it with a little extra on one of them. So put your square knot in the end. And then we're going to take these last two, and they're going to go through the center of the red. We're going to bring the headband around, and we're going to sew the headband at the join right here. So let's put the yarn on our needle. And we'll do just a basic whip stitch. Continue across to the end and make a square knot, and then weave it in on the back. To complete our headband, finally, after we've sewn this together, go ahead and take the red and thread it onto your needle. Leave the tail there, we'll fix that one later. And you're going to take it and go through the inside part of your stitching all the way to the end. Stretch it a little so it'll have some slack in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it and go behind the blue and bring it up through the center of the blue. Have your needle follow as well. And then we're going to take these two ends and sew them together. I just do a simple whip stitch. Probably only need about 3 wraps. Okay, so here we are at the top. We can stretch it over just a little bit. And since this is our very last row, I'm just going to take the needle and go straight down to the back. And you can see, you can't tell where you stopped or started. So let's take our needle and do a little weaving here. Go back to where our little tail is. Tie a square knot. I have a German Shepherd, and he likes being in the room with me here, but sometimes when I film, he likes to take care of himself and make a lot of noise, and so that's why you hear him out there now. So let's take this and just weave it in. We'll do it a couple of times so it won't fall out. I usually like to weave it 3 times, and that'll keep it in there. Okay. So here we go. Our headband is now completed. I hope you enjoyed making this headband with me. It does go nicely with the hat. And you can use any color that you choose. Represent your country with whatever color you'd like. Thank you for watching. I'm glad you spent your time with me today.